Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and yesterday I published a video on the maximum lot technique that helps you double your account in one trade. Now we've had quite a response to that and quite a few emails, and there is a bit of missing information in that particular video. You can get a link to this video. It should be on the top right hand part of your screen or of the video. There will be a link to the previous video. Now just to give you some background to the double in one trade technique, it is a service that I presented over the last couple of months, and during those months I did over 100, in fact 118 services, and the deal was I dial into your computer, work on your MT4 setup, and I will double your account in one trade. And if I don't do that, you get a refund. So it's a pretty good deal. Now, I use TeamViewer to dial into the computers, and this process takes 90 minutes because I treat this as a training session. So I also train you on how I analyze the market, identify trades, create a shortlist, what I then do with the shortlist, and I come up with the trade for the day and I implement that trade. Now, of the 118 trades that I did, only 14 clients asked for a refund. So it shows there's a high success rate with this particular approach that I use. So it's a pretty robust system that I'm using. It's not something that I theoretically made up. I've actually been doing it for money over the last couple of months. So let's get back into the actual double your account in one trade system, which was presented yesterday in the video, as I mentioned before. So one of the main problems with this particular system is that a lot of the information that you need is not readily available on MT4. Like, for instance, the pip value is not available. And then most importantly, the margin required for a deal. So how do we find this information? Now, I did show how to get the pip value from an external website, but most of our EAs and some of our indicators actually contain that information. So most of this information is available on most of our EAs and some of our indicators. Now let me just show you very quickly. On the double in a day EA, and this applies to most of our EAs, so I'm just using this one as an example, we have account level information. And this is quite handy because it gives you, firstly, the leverage of, and it says the leverage on this account is 400. Now, to do the double in one trade, maximum lot trade, you do need leverage of 400 or better. So that is already a good piece of information to have from the EA that's loaded on this particular screen. Then the big one is, what margin does the broker take? Now that information is not normally available to you on MT4, but in our EA that is extracted, and it actually says here's the margin, $317 for a main account. Now, if you can remember to the last video, that is in fact a margin requirement for the pound New Zealand. And it also confirms the pip value, and there's the pip value, 7.28 is the pip value. So this information comes with most of our EAs. Now, let's say you don't have one of our EAs. How do you establish that? So the pip values, you'll have to go to the MATF link that I gave in the previous video and find the pip value there. The leverage you will have to determine when you open your demo account, specify leverage of 400 and upwards. And I'm sorry, US clients cannot use this double your account in one trade system because they are severely restricted to a 50-to-1 leverage. I'm not 100% sure about the US client ability to open a demo account to test the system on a demo account that has 400-to-1 leverage. I'm sure there's no restriction on demo accounts. It's only investment live accounts that this restriction applies. And then the margin, where do you get the margin? Now, unfortunately, what I've had to do in a lot of my services that I do for the double-in-one trade is I've had to go and find the margin for that particular broker. And the way I do it is I just place a micro lot trade, and I'll show you on the screen. Yeah, I've placed a micro lot trade. And it has told me that the margin for this trade is $3.17. So it's a micro lot. So for a main lot, it will be 317. So that's where I find the margin required. And I hope that answers a lot of the emails that we've received about how do you find the margin required. Unfortunately, that's a very cumbersome way of finding it, but there it is. The easier way is just load one of our EAs and it'll give that information to you based on the chart that the EA is loaded on. So I hope you find this video interesting and supplied you a little bit more information about how MT4 works and some of the critical information that traders often neglect, like the pip values and the margin required and the leverage and those kind of things when they are trading Forex. For me again, cheerio. Bye.